Let me start with something that might unsettle you. Everything you've been told about raising your vibration to manifest your desires is only half the truth, and the missing half is exactly why your manifestations keep failing. You've tried it all, haven't you? Vision boards, affirmations repeated until your voice goes hoarse, meditation sessions where you visualize your dream life in excruciating detail. You've listened to 528 Hz frequency tracks, you've journaled your gratitude lists, you've even changed your entire morning routine to match the frequency of success. And yet, here you are, still waiting, still wondering why the universe seems to deliver for everyone else but you. Here's what nobody tells you. The problem isn't that you're not trying hard enough. The problem is that you're operating from a fundamentally flawed understanding of what frequency and vibrational alignment actually mean. When most people talk about raising their vibration, they're treating it like a performance, something you do for an hour in the morning and then hope it sticks. They're trying to paste high-frequency thoughts over low-frequency beliefs, like putting a motivational poster over a cracked foundation. And then they wonder why the whole structure keeps collapsing. The quantum truth is far more elegant and far more demanding. Manifestation isn't about reaching for a higher frequency. It's about achieving absolute coherence across every level of your being: conscious, subconscious, emotional, biological, and electromagnetic. It's about becoming the frequency, not performing it. The quantum architecture of reality creation. Let me take you into the heart of this. In quantum physics, there's a principle that changed everything we thought we knew about reality: the observer effect. Simply put, the act of observation collapses the wave function. Infinite potential becomes specific reality based on the perspective and state of the observer. But here's where it gets fascinating. You're not just observing reality with your eyes and conscious mind. You're observing, and therefore creating, with your entire electromagnetic field. Every thought generates an electrical impulse. Every emotion produces a magnetic field. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond your body, and this field carries information. Your brain waves, your nervous system, your cellular vibration. All of this creates a complex, multi-layered signature that's broadcasting into the quantum field every single moment. This is what frequency really means in the context of manifestation. It's not some abstract spiritual concept. It's the measurable electromagnetic signature of your entire being. Now, imagine you're trying to manifest financial abundance. Your conscious mind says, "I am wealthy. Money flows to me easily." You visualize, you affirm, you even feel moments of excitement about it. But simultaneously, your subconscious, shaped by years of watching your parents struggle, by memories of shame around money, by deeply encoded beliefs that people like us don't get rich, is broadcasting an entirely different signal. It's sending out frequencies of lack, unworthiness, fear, and limitation. What you've created is interference. Like two radio stations trying to broadcast on the same frequency, you're generating signal noise. And the quantum field, which is exquisitely sensitive and responds to coherence, can't lock onto your intention. You're not creating a clear template for reality to reorganize around. You're creating chaos. This is why affirmations alone don't work. This is why visualization without embodiment fails. This is why you can think positive all day long and still experience the same limiting circumstances. You're not achieving quantum coherence, the hidden architecture of failure. Let's go deeper into why this keeps happening, because understanding the mechanism of failure is crucial to designing success. Your subconscious mind is a vast, powerful database that was programmed primarily between birth and age 7 during what neuroscientists call the theta brainwave state. Essentially, a hypnotic state where you absorbed everything around you without filters. Every experience, every emotion, every statement your parents made about money, success, relationships, and worthiness, all of it downloaded directly into your subconscious as absolute truth. Here's the staggering part. Neuroscience research shows that 95% of your daily thoughts, emotions, and behaviors are run by subconscious programs. Only 5% comes from your conscious creative mind. This means that 95% of the signal you're broadcasting into the quantum field is coming from outdated programming that you didn't choose and may not even be aware of. Think about that. You spend an hour doing conscious manifestation work, generating a beautiful, clear frequency of abundance and success. But for the other 23 hours, your subconscious is running programs of scarcity, doubt, and unworthiness. You're broadcasting your intention for 5% of the time and broadcasting its opposite for 95% of the time. The quantum field doesn't respond to your hopes. It responds to your dominant frequency, the signal that's most consistent, most coherent, most embodied. And here's another layer. Your body itself holds memory. Trauma, chronic stress, unprocessed emotions. These create persistent patterns in your nervous system and cellular structure. Your body might be stuck in survival mode, constantly scanning for threats, generating stress hormones, maintaining a biological frequency of danger and scarcity, even while your mind is trying to affirm safety and abundance. You cannot think your way out of a nervous system that's locked in fight or flight. You cannot visualize your way past cellular memory. This is why purely mental techniques fail. They're only addressing one dimension of a multidimensional problem. There's also the issue of identity. Your subconscious has a very specific idea of who you are, your identity. This identity was formed through years of experiences, relationships, and the stories you've told yourself about what's possible for someone like you. And here's the crucial part. Your subconscious will do everything in its power to maintain consistency with this identity, because consistency equals safety in the survival-oriented logic of the subconscious. If your identity is, "I'm someone who struggles with money," then any attempt to manifest wealth creates cognitive dissonance. Your subconscious perceives the new reality as a threat to identity continuity, and it will subtly sabotage your efforts to bring you back into alignment with the familiar identity, even if that familiar identity is painful. This is why people who suddenly come into money through lottery or inheritance often lose it all within a few years. Their external circumstances changed, but their internal frequency, their identity, their subconscious programming, their nervous system patterns remained the same, and reality reorganized to match the internal frequency, not the temporary external circumstance. The science of quantum coherence. So, what's the solution? How do we actually achieve the kind of coherence that allows manifestation to become natural, effortless, inevitable? The answer lies in understanding what coherence actually means at the quantum level. Coherence is when multiple waves are synchronized, when they're oscillating in harmony, reinforcing each other rather than creating interference. In the context of your being, coherence means that your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, nervous system state, and electromagnetic field are all aligned, all broadcasting the same frequency. This is what creates signal clarity, This is what allows the quantum field to lock onto your intention and begin reorganizing probability around it. Research from the HeartMath Institute has shown something remarkable. When your heart rhythm becomes coherent, smooth, ordered, and harmonious, it creates a cascade effect throughout your entire system. Your brain waves synchronize with your heart rhythm. Your autonomic nervous system comes into balance. Your immune function improves, your perception shifts, and your electromagnetic field becomes powerfully coherent. This state of coherence is measurable. It's not metaphysical speculation. It's biophysics. And in this state, something extraordinary happens. Your capacity to influence your external environment increases dramatically. But here's what makes this both beautiful and challenging. You cannot force coherence. You cannot white-knuckle your way into it. Coherence emerges when you stop fighting against yourself, when you create alignment between all parts of your being. Think of it like an orchestra. You can't create beautiful music by having the conductor scream at the musicians to play perfectly. Harmony emerges when every musician is skilled, when they're all reading the same score, when they're listening to each other and adjusting in real time. Your conscious mind is the conductor, but it needs to work with your subconscious, the musicians, your body, the instruments, and your emotions, the feeling that flows through the music, to create something coherent. The path to embodied frequency. Let me give you the practical pathway to achieving this coherence. This isn't about adding more techniques to your morning routine. This is about fundamentally shifting how you relate to yourself and the process of transformation. First, awareness without judgment. You must begin by becoming aware of your actual frequency, not the one you wish you had, but the one you're actually broadcasting. This requires brutal honesty and deep compassion. Spend time each day simply noticing your thoughts without trying to change them. What's the narrative running in the background? When you think about your desires, whether it's money, love, health, or success, what feelings arise in your body? Where do you feel tension, contraction, resistance? What subtle beliefs reveal themselves in your automatic reactions? Write them down, not to judge them, but to see them clearly. You might discover beliefs like, good things don't happen to people like me. I always mess things up. Success requires suffering. I'm not smart enough, talented enough, worthy enough. These aren't character flaws, they're outdated software. But you can't update software you're not aware is running. Second, somatic integration. Your body holds the key to changing your frequency because your body exists in the present moment in ways your mind doesn't. Your mind can time travel to past regrets and future anxieties, but your body is always here, now. Begin a daily practice of conscious breath work. This isn't just relaxation. Breath is the bridge between your conscious and autonomic nervous systems. Through intentional breathing, you can literally shift your nervous system out of survival mode and into growth mode. Try this. Breathe in for a count of 5. Hold for 5. Breathe out for 5. Hold for 5. Do this for 5 minutes. As you breathe, place your attention in your heart center. Imagine breathing in and out through your heart. This simple practice begins to create heart coherence, which cascades into whole system coherence. Move your body in ways that feel good, that create flow. Dance, stretch, shake. Walk in nature. Movement processes stored emotions and trauma. It releases stuck energy. It recalibrates your nervous system. You cannot remain trapped in old patterns when you bring conscious, loving movement into your body regularly. Third, subconscious reprogramming. Your subconscious speaks the language of repetition, emotion, and imagination. To reprogram it, you need to engage all three. Enter the theta state, the same brainwave state where your original programming occurred. You can access this through meditation, through hypnosis, or in those drowsy moments just before sleep and just after waking. In this state, your critical faculty is relaxed and your subconscious becomes highly suggestible. But here's the key. Don't just repeat affirmations like a robot. Engage your emotions and imagination. Feel what it would feel like to already be living your desired reality. Don't visualize from a place of lack, seeing your dreams as something out there that you're trying to reach. Instead, imagine from the end, assume it's already real, and feel the emotions of that reality. If you're manifesting abundance, don't visualize money coming to you while feeling desperate for it. That's incoherent. The imagery says abundance, but the emotion says lack. Instead, close your eyes and feel what you imagine you'd feel if abundance were your natural state. Safety, freedom, generosity, gratitude, creative possibility. Let your body generate those emotions now, independent of external circumstances. Do this daily, consistently, with genuine feeling. Over time, you're creating new neural pathways, new emotional patterns, new subconscious programs. You're teaching your subconscious a new identity. Fourth, identity architecture. This is perhaps the most powerful piece. You must consciously design a new identity and then live from that identity before the external evidence appears. Ask yourself, who is the version of me that has already manifested what I desire? How does that person think? How do they feel? How do they move through the world? What decisions do they make? How do they speak to themselves? How do they handle challenges? Write a detailed description of this future self. Make it vivid, specific, embodied. Then, begin practicing being that person now. Make decisions from that identity. When faced with a choice, ask, what would the version of me who has already achieved this do in this situation? This isn't fake it till you make it in a superficial sense. This is understanding that identity precedes reality. You don't become confident after you succeed. You succeed because you became confident. You don't become abundant after you get money. You attract money because you became abundant in your internal frequency first. Your external world is a mirror reflecting back your internal state with a time delay. If you want to change what the mirror shows, you must change what you're presenting to it. Fifth, aligned action. Here's where many manifestation teachings fail catastrophically. They suggest you just vibrate and wait for the universe to deliver. But quantum physics shows us something different. The observer effect requires engagement. You're not a passive receiver. You're an active co-creator. Coherent frequency opens doors, reveals opportunities, synchronizes circumstances. But you must walk through those doors. You must take the actions that the version of you living your desired reality would take. The key is that these actions must be aligned, not forced. When you're in coherence, right action feels natural, even inevitable. You're not hustling from a place of lack, trying to force outcomes. You're flowing from a place of alignment, taking inspired action that feels good, that matches your frequency. If you're manifesting a relationship, aligned action might be working on your own emotional healing, putting yourself in social situations, saying yes to invitations, being open and vulnerable. If you're manifesting career success, aligned action might be skill building, networking from genuine connection, starting the project you've been avoiding, asking for the opportunity. The difference between aligned action and forced action is how it feels in your body. Forced action comes from anxiety. It's driven by, I have to do this or else. Aligned action comes from excitement. It's drawn by, I get to do this because. Sixth, trust, and surrender. Finally, you must develop what might be the hardest skill of all, trusting the process while releasing attachment to specific outcomes and timelines. This seems paradoxical, doesn't it? You've just done all this work to get clear on what you want, to align your frequency with it, to embody it. And now I'm telling you to surrender? But this is the quantum paradox. Desperate clinging actually pushes your desire away because desperation is a low-frequency state of lack. It broadcasts, "I don't have this, and I'm afraid I never will." That's interference again. True surrender isn't giving up. It's giving over. It's saying, "I've aligned myself with this frequency. I've done the internal work. I'm taking aligned action. Now I trust that the quantum field is reorganizing to match my coherent signal. I trust that what I'm calling in is already on its way, and I remain open to receiving it in whatever form serves my highest good." This requires distinguishing between preferences and attachments. You can have a strong preference for a specific outcome while remaining emotionally flexible about how and when it arrives. Attachment is when you decide it must happen exactly as you envision, on your timeline, or else you'll collapse into despair. That attachment is incoherent. It's mixing desire with fear of not receiving. Practice celebrating the evidence that your frequency is shifting even before the big manifestation arrives. Notice the small synchronicities. Acknowledge the shifts in how you feel, how you think, how you move through the world. These are the leading indicators that your frequency has changed and your reality is catching up. Why you've struggled until now. Let me speak directly to your experience because I know you've been trying. I know you've read the books, watched the videos, done the practices. And I know it's been frustrating when results don't come, or when they come and then disappear, or when everyone around you seems to manifest effortlessly while you struggle. The reason isn't that you're broken. The reason isn't that the universe has something against you. The reason is that you've been working with incomplete information. You were told to focus on raising your vibration without being taught how to identify and clear the subconscious blocks that keep pulling your vibration back down. You were told to visualize without being taught how to create coherence between your conscious intention and your subconscious identity. You were told to think positive without being taught how to process and integrate the legitimate pain and trauma that your body is carrying. You were given tools for working with 5% of your being, your conscious mind, without tools for the other 95%. And then you were taught to measure success by external results, which created a painful loop. You'd do the manifestation work. Nothing would happen quickly. You'd interpret that as failure, which would generate emotions of disappointment and doubt, which would lower your frequency, which would make manifestation even harder. You were set up to fail, and then you blamed yourself for the failure. Here's what I want you to understand. Every moment you've spent working on yourself, even when it didn't produce the outcomes you wanted, has been building something. You've been strengthening your awareness. You've been developing your capacity to hold new frequencies, even briefly. You've been learning what doesn't work, which is valuable information. You're not starting from zero. You're starting from wherever you are right now, with everything you've learned, and the path forward is about integration, bringing together all the pieces into coherent wholeness. Your quantum shift begins. Here, I want you to try something right now. Put your hand on your heart, take a slow, deep breath, and ask yourself, what would change in my life if I truly believed I was worthy of everything I desire? Notice what comes up. Maybe it's excitement. Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's a voice that says, but I'm not worthy. Whatever arises, just notice it with compassion. That voice, that fear, that doubt, it's not your enemy. It's a part of you that learned to protect you by keeping you small. Because somewhere along the way, you got the message that being fully expressed, fully abundant, fully alive was dangerous. Maybe you saw others get hurt for it. Maybe you got hurt yourself. That protective part did its job beautifully for a long time. But now, you're ready to evolve. You're ready to tell that protective part, "Thank you for keeping me safe. I love you. And now I'm choosing something different. I'm choosing to believe that I can be safe and abundant, safe and fully expressed, safe and powerful." This is the quantum shift, not a single moment of transformation, but a series of choices to align with a new frequency over and over until that frequency becomes your natural baseline. Here's your practice for today. Choose one belief that you know is blocking your manifestation. Maybe it's, "I'm not good with money." Maybe it's, "Love never works out for me." Maybe it's, "I always mess things up." Write it down. Thank it for trying to protect you. Then write a new belief, not just the opposite, but something that feels true and expansive. Instead of, "I'm not good with money," try, "I'm learning to create a healthy relationship with money." Instead of, "Love never works out," try, "I'm becoming someone who experiences healthy, loving relationships." For the next 7 days, every morning and evening, enter a theta state through meditation or drowsy relaxation. Place your hand on your heart. Generate the feeling of gratitude, real gratitude for something in your life right now. From that coherent state, repeat your new belief with genuine emotion. Feel it in your body. Imagine what it would feel like if this belief were absolutely true. Then, throughout the day, catch yourself when the old belief arises. Don't fight it or judge yourself. Simply acknowledge it. There's the old programming. Take a breath. Return to your heart. Choose the new belief again. This is the practice. This is how you create quantum coherence. Not through one perfect meditation, but through thousands of small choices to align with a new frequency until that alignment becomes automatic. The reality you're becoming. I want to paint a picture of what becomes possible when you achieve true frequency coherence. Imagine waking up each day with a baseline feeling of safety and possibility, regardless of external circumstances. Your nervous system is regulated. Your heart rhythm is coherent. Your thoughts naturally trend toward creative problem solving rather than anxious rumination. From this state, you notice opportunities that were always there, but you couldn't see before because your frequency wasn't tuned to receive them. Synchronicities become common. The right person calls at the right time. You stumble across exactly the resource you needed. Circumstances align in ways that feel almost magical, but are actually the natural result of quantum coherence. You take action, but it doesn't feel like struggle. It feels like flow. Even challenging tasks are approached with energy and presence, because you're not doing them from a place of trying to fix yourself or prove your worth. You're doing them from a place of alignment with who you're becoming. Resources begin to flow to you more easily. Maybe it's money, maybe it's opportunities, maybe it's supportive relationships. It's not that you never face challenges, but your relationship to challenges changes. Instead of seeing them as evidence that it's not working, you see them as opportunities to practice maintaining your frequency even when circumstances are difficult. You develop deep trust, not blind faith, but earned trust based on watching your internal shifts create external changes. You become someone who believes in their own power to create, not because you're special, but because you've experienced the evidence of how coherence shapes reality. This is available to you, not someday, not when you've finally perfected yourself, but progressively as you commit to the practice of coherence. A question for your quantum journey. So here's what I want you to reflect on. If you knew with absolute certainty that your reality would perfectly match your dominant frequency within 6 months, what would you choose to focus on for those 6 months? Would you spend that time trying to force outcomes, hovering in anxiety about whether it's working? Or would you spend that time doing the deep internal work of creating coherence, healing your nervous system, reprogramming your subconscious, embodying your new identity, trusting the process? The quantum field is already responding to you right now. With every thought, every emotion, every belief, every nervous system state, you're broadcasting a signal, and reality is organizing around that signal. The question isn't whether manifestation works. The question is, what are you manifesting? Are you manifesting from coherence or from contradiction? From wholeness or from fragmentation? From your true desires or from your unexamined fears? Join this quantum community. I'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, share one word that represents the frequency you're consciously choosing to embody moving forward. Not the frequency you think you should choose, but the one that genuinely resonates in your heart right now. Maybe it's abundance, maybe it's peace, maybe it's courage, maybe it's love. Just one word. This simple act of declaring it is itself a quantum shift. You're making your internal state visible. You're allowing the field to witness your choice, and you're joining with others who are on this same journey of conscious reality creation. And if this message resonated with you, if you felt something shift as you read it, I invite you to subscribe to this channel and join our community of quantum creators. This isn't just about consuming content. It's about surrounding yourself with a field of coherence, with others who are committed to the same path of transformation. Collective coherence amplifies individual coherence. We rise together. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next transmission, where we'll go even deeper into specific techniques for subconscious reprogramming and nervous system regulation. Your quantum reality awaits. Let me leave you with this truth. You are not broken. You are not lacking. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be for your next evolution. Everything you've experienced, every disappointment, every struggle, every moment of doubt, has been preparing you for this shift. It's given you the contrast to know what you truly desire. It's developed your capacity to hold bigger frequencies. It's brought you to this moment of readiness. The quantum field is not judging you. It's not withholding from you. It's simply and elegantly matching your dominant frequency. And as you do this work, as you create coherence between your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and biology, you will watch your reality transform in ways that once seemed impossible. This isn't about perfection. You don't need to achieve some impossible standard of constant high vibration. You just need to gradually shift your baseline frequency, one choice at a time, one breath at a time, one moment of awareness at a time. Some days will be easier than others. Some days you'll feel aligned and powerful. Other days you'll struggle, and that's okay. The practice isn't about never falling out of coherence. It's about recognizing when you have and choosing to return to it. Be patient with yourself. Be compassionate. Remember that transformation is not a linear process. It's spiral. You'll revisit old patterns, but each time at a higher level of awareness, with more tools, with greater capacity. And know this, your commitment to this work doesn't just change your life. When you shift your frequency, you shift the entire field around you. You give others permission to transform. You contribute to the collective elevation of consciousness. your personal quantum shift has ripple effects you can't even imagine. So take a breath, put your hand on your heart, feel your own electromagnetic field. Know that you are a powerful creator, not because I say so, but because it's the fundamental nature of consciousness interacting with the quantum field. Your new reality isn't somewhere out there waiting for you to find it. It's already here, already existing as potential in the quantum field, waiting for your coherent frequency to collapse it into form. You are the observer. You are the creator. You are the frequency that shapes worlds. Now go create yours.